Well, welcome everyone to the 2025 Writing Excellence Celebration. My name is LP Picard and I'm a teaching professor here in the University Writing Program. It is my great honor to MC this ceremony tonight because it's not often enough that we get to recognize great student writing and great student writers, at least outside of grades and assessment. But every faculty member sitting here right now can tell you that a single letter grade at the end of the quarter cannot begin to capture the quality of your writing, accomplishments, the spark that you brought with you into your classrooms, and the impact your writing has had and will continue to have. Each year, writing program faculty are given the chance to nominate one of our students for a Writing Excellence Award. To put that into scale for all of you, because I imagine a lot of our parents and friends here are going to want to brag, 999 students were enrolled in our writ sequence across the fall and winter quarters, and of those 1,000 students, the 18 of you were picked up by your faculty as being exceptional writers. Great opportunity for applause, absolutely. However you felt about your writing and yourself as a writer when you entered the writ classroom, we hope that tonight cements at least one thing. Your writing matters. Your writing was seen, and you deserve to be celebrated. So for this ceremony, what I'm going to do is actually invite up your nominating faculty members to read the very nice nominating statement they wrote about you. We'll give you a certificate and a little gift. I imagine you might want to stand for an extra second in front of this lovely poster so that, again, your supporting family and friends who are here can take a photo. And then we hope that you'll stay and continue enjoying some refreshments with us after the fact. So to kick things off, I'm going to invite up Dr. David Reish.
Hello. So tonight I'd like to honor my student, Nick Allen. I had the distinct honor of working with Nick in my Writ 1622 course this past winter. In this course, I asked my students to reimagine the craft of rhetoric and persuasion through the lens of creative writing. Over the course of the quarter, I read, heard, and watched a wide range of projects that left me honestly astonished. That said, I will never forget the moment I received an extension request from Nick, only to realize after opening it, it was not an extension request. It was a thoughtfully crafted, long-form poem that left me pondering his words for several hours after. And that was just one project. It may sound cliche, but Nick is a writer's writer, someone who invests every word, every sentence, and every project with inventiveness, empathy, purpose, and a unique sense of style. Whatever he writes next, I expect it to be impressive. But he'll exceed my expectations every time.
David, don't go too far, because David is also going to read the nomination that was submitted by Dr. Jesse Stommel.
So Jesse sends his apologies. He is currently in Ireland delivering a lecture about grading practices in writing. But I have the honor of honoring his students. So I would now like to honor Lila Ash. Lila's work is exemplary. I often felt like she pushed herself beyond the scope of the assignments for our class. Her writing is elegant and engaging, finding the perfect balance between the academic and the personal, juggling keen analysis with thoughtful reflection. I ask myself to be a true reader of student work. In many cases, I become a genuine fan. That is certainly the case with Lila.
All right. Next up, I'm going to invite Dr. Rebecca Schultz-Colby up to honor her student.
In my Rhetoric of Games class, Priscilla Barr always strove for her own standards of personal excellence, going way above and beyond the requirements of any of my assignments. In her editorial, she argued that the German secondary and post-secondary education system was superior to the US because it offered students many different educational paths, such as vocational school, early in their education, instead of forcing them to make expensive choices for college they might regret later. Well, she did extensive research on the German educational system for her editorial, even finding sources in German that she actually read. She did even more research for her Choose Your Own Adventure educational game that was text-based, which she also programmed in Python.
Next up, I'd like to invite Professor Russ Brakefield.
Hi, I'm here tonight to honor my student Nathan Bone. Nathan entered my RIT 1122 course as an already confident and creative writer, bringing a great deal of enthusiasm and originality to his assignments and to our in-class discussions. Throughout the quarter, he continued to build on these strengths, taking risks with form and voice and refining his rhetorical skills with each new project. His work consistently reflected a nuanced understanding of the key concepts of effective rhetorical writing, including studied genre awareness, a strong sense of audience, and a purposeful but often surprising stylistic choices. Most importantly, though, Nathan's writing stood out for its singular voice and deep curiosity. Nathan embraced the theme of our course, writing as an act of social activism, producing work that passionately advocated for the issues and communities he cared most about. Whether analyzing the rhetoric of 1960s protest music, critiquing the United States' history of cultural assimilation in indigenous boarding schools, or crafting a provocative op-ed about the mistreatment of captive animals, Nathan's work exemplified the power of writing to raise awareness and promote meaningful and lasting change. Nathan, congrats.
All right, I'd like to invite Dr. Heather Martin up to the podium.
Hello, I am so excited to be introducing my student Nico Clapp. Nico is an agile writer with a gift for building arguments that are as incisive as they are entertaining. In a standout piece that emerged from our RIT 1122 course, The Rhetoric of Humor, Nico tackles the genre of the notes app apology. For the unfamiliar, notes apologies are the carefully vague statements that celebrities and influencers release when they're caught doing something indefensible. Centered on a zookeeper influencer who has harmed an orangutan named Orangey with a missile launcher, Nico's satire brilliantly illustrates the genre's most absurd features. I've decided to step away from the zookeeper influencer community and focus on my healing and the healing of those I have harmed, especially Orangey. The fictional apology reads, skewering the moral performance common to notes apologia. Nico's other works shed light on Disney's media monopoly and highlight the transformative impact of Lucille Ball, showing with considerable flair how comedy can be a potent tool for social critique and change. Congratulations, Nico.
I'd like to now invite Dr. Robert Gilmore up to this podium.
Hi there. I'm happy to be here to honor my student, Suya Edmonds. Actually, a quick note, in my students' final projects, they have to keep their brief exhibit labels to 75 words or less. I have failed that assignment miserably, but you'll know why in a second. Students in my 1133 classes explore some aspect of the student experience at DU at some point in its history. But Suya's project truly embraces the main goal, delving into the university archives to recover the voices and stories of DU in years past, then share them with today's DU community in digital exhibits. Suya's exhibit explores the experiences of LGBTQ+ students at DU in the 1980s and 90s, from struggles to official student group recognition to in the closet yearbook photos, from the AIDS/HIV epidemic to political activism in the 90s. It's not only a fantastic final project, but a vital DU story, both for its historical focus and for today's audience. In Suya's words, and I quote, "This exhibit reconnects the struggles of the past to the present, seeking to revitalize the very same hope and resistance that has kept the queer community strong today." Unquote. This project shows that student writers and researchers can make real, important contributions to our knowledge about the world. Suya's project is a wonderful contribution to our shared knowledge of DU's past to help shape its future, and they are very deserving of this recognition.
All right, I'd like to invite Dr. Olivia Tracy up here.
I'm very excited to honor my student, Carly Flanagan. So in our RIT 1122 class, Writing Processes and Procedures, Carly always brought a curious and engaged perspective to our writing projects, our weekly activities, and our class conversations. She was intentional and rhetorical about her writing choices, as when she engaged code meshing when analyzing her experiences navigating math instructions in Spanish, or when she considered the needs and values of both an academic and a peer audience when writing a replicable method section about how to build a homework routine. She was also a generous member of our classroom community, carefully listening to and thoughtfully responding to her peers' thoughts and writing throughout the quarter. I'm thankful that I had the opportunity to learn with, and most importantly, to learn from Carly during our RIT 1122 course.
I'd like to invite my colleague, Dr. Angela Soa, up here.
It's my pleasure to share about my student, Amara. Amara's writing always challenges me to think more deeply, and I'm grateful I had the chance to work with her. Her words say it better than I could ever summarize, so here's an example from her about storytelling. When you tell the good stories, you risk them becoming a mistake, and the happy memory will always be stained with the failed retelling, thinned and weakened by its incapacity to be shared, which was never a failing before you tried. If you tell the worst stories, they cannot get any worse just because you told them wrong. It is time to tell a story now, and you need to tear off a bit of yourself to hand it over, to be watched, to be read, to be edited into oblivion, until you cannot feel the life that once you breathed into it. Now it is a piece. Well written or poor, it is a dead thing, and your once lived experience has a page count. It is a work. It will now matter for how well it looks, how well it mimics. But this is a story. It was made, not lived. You took a bit of yourself and put it on a page, and it faded away, and now it is nowhere and belongs to anyone but you. Thank you, Amara.
All right, I'd like to invite Dr. Brett Benz to the podium.
It's my great honor, truly, to introduce Janiyah Jackson, who was in my Writ 1122 class. Janiyah recognizes the power of writing and its ability to shape and alter our world. For example, in her op-ed, "Our Ancestors Influenced the World and You May Not Have Understood," Janiyah raises awareness about the lasting impacts of the Taino tribe, historically based in the Caribbean islands. And she writes, convincing her audience that school curriculum should make room for studying what she says, quote, "the underappreciated and mistreated people who have influenced our world today." That is, Janiyah recognizes that writing can be a tool to confront power and to make our world a better place. And for that, she has earned the Writing Excellence Award.
Is Connor here? I don't think Connor's here. Okay. Then I would like to invite to the podium Professor Megan Kelly.
Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be here today to recognize Sylvia Navarrete for the Writing Excellence Award. Sylvia is a critical observer of the world around her, paying close and careful attention to all that is messy and wonderful in our lives. Though soft-spoken in person, Sylvia's written voice calls out to readers with a clarity of conviction, raw, poetic, and unconventional. In our Writ 1122 class, rhetoric, what was our class? I didn't write it on here, but I thought I would put it on. Rhetoric and Writing for Social Change, last quarter, so long ago. Sylvia pushed herself far out of her comfort zone to experiment with a new and vulnerable style of writing. Her feature story, called Whispers of a Migrant Butterfly, demands to be heard. Sylvia uses the power of her language to tell a compelling story of the immigrant experience. Her project is an emotional reflection on the current political landscape that often demonizes and dehumanizes immigrant families. Sylvia, it has been an honor to witness your growth as a writer, which also mirrors that of the butterfly from your story. You wrote, quote, "There's a strange beauty in their journey, a constant transition, never certain of the destination." So thank you, Sylvia, for your courage in telling your beautiful and important story.
All right, I'd like to invite to the podium Dr. Kelly Murata.
Hi everyone, I'm here today to honor Karen Kim. My favorite moment of last quarter was during a group peer review. Karen's group noted major growth in another student's writing. The student looked up and proudly said, "I mean, Karen's here. We gotta raise the bar." And yes, Karen raised the bar in every single assignment. She created vivid original images that placed her audience in the moment and helped them see the world in a slightly different way. She made rhetorical choices catered to her audiences while drawing from her multilingual repertoire. For example, she phonetically spelled a word in Korean so that her sister, who learned Korean that way, could access the text. In her tribute, she gave us a glimpse into what it was like for her sister to act as, quote, "a childless mother." And in her Writing Futures project, she reimagined what it might be like to reconnect with a long-lost friend. Karen, thank you for raising the bar for us all. We are so lucky to see the world through your words. Taking your moment.
All right, I'd like to invite Professor April Chapman-Ludwig up to the podium.
Hi all, I'm excited to honor Fawn Pengfa today. She was in my RIT Transfer 1533 course, and in that course we had a culminating assignment, which is a portfolio. It includes an artifact vignette, a literature review, interview profiles, a quantitative study, and an autoethnography, a lot of work. Fawn's autoethnography, Threads of Belonging and Autoethnography of Cultural Resilience and Academic Adaptation, demonstrates advanced skills in creative reflection, research methods, synthesis, and is adept with selecting and integrating secondary sources. From the seemingly simple rituals of her grandmother's cooking to understanding how this ritual acts as cultural preservation and a place of sanctuary in a world that feels unfamiliar, Fawn's writing highlights voices of international students navigating a world that, quote, demands adaptation while offering little understanding of the sacrifices that adaptation requires, unquote. Her writing confronts the fine line between self-expression and self-preservation international students often encounter while truly showcasing a range of writing ingenuity. Congratulations, Fawn.
All right, I'd like to invite up Dr. Jeff Stacks.
I'm here to talk about Anna Stewart. She's an exceptional writer. She wrote this great essay on family trauma and the TV show The Bear. She used great details from the show, interesting scholarly sources, made a good argument, but best of all, she knows her way around a sentence. She's the kind of student who shows up already done, and then your job is just to assign things and enjoy reading them. Luckily, her name is near the bottom of the roster, and so it was always a pleasure after reading other papers to get to, I know Anna's is coming out. So congratulations, and I'm glad you're in my class.
All right, I'd like to invite up Dr. Alfred Owusu-Ansah.
Thank you. So I had Senate tests for Marion in my RIT 1122 class. Sennett's growth as a writer reflects the kind of education we strive to give at DU, where students are encouraged to connect the dots across their learning. From drafting her lyrics in her first language, take Rinya, I hope I got that right, Senette, to writing about the war the world chose to forget. Senette found strength in her voice and passionately wove her experiences into inspirational pieces that will make her audiences pause and reflect. Congratulations, Senette.
I would like to invite up Dr. Olivia Tracy again to read the nomination submitted by Professor Matt Hill.
All right, so we're here I'm speaking on behalf of Professor Hill to celebrate Ray Mark Tomanek, Ray wrote an excellent first draft script and sound project for the second assignment in our Writing with Sound and AI RIT 1122. This project asks students to compose projects that immerse listeners in sounds from their life that are important to them. Ray's project provides an array of sounds for us, a truly engaging soundscape from pleasing guitar strumming to noisy alarms and coffee makers, what he labels as a melody that is once chaotic and harmonizing. His revised version of the project clarifies and amplifies his first draft into a thoroughly engaging glimpse into Ray's city experiences. Congratulations, Ray.
All right. So I actually get to then read about the student that I nominated. I'm very happy to give this honor to Paula Yaboa Akosa. I had the great honor of working with Paula in my RIT 1122 and now my RIT 1133. While our course theme was on the surface, rereading and rewriting pop culture, our section was truly structured around the idea of movement. We adopted Nathan Crick's definition of rhetoric to guide all of our projects, that ultimately rhetoric is about how people act as agents of social change by moving an audience from this place to that place. We also used reflection to consider our own movement as writers and learners. Paula embraced movement at every turn. Each project was more sophisticated, more intentional, more confident, and more moving than the last. She took the work of our class seriously, engaging deeply in the practice and process of writing, listening carefully and generously to her classmates, offering passionate and astute observations to our conversations. Her final two projects for our class, an open letter regarding President Trump's dangerous anti-immigration rhetoric, and a remix video using Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us to make an argument about cultural appropriation and double standards and beauty norms, demonstrate a tremendous sense of authorship. There's no doubting the voice, the perspective, the joy, and the confidence in her writing. Congratulations, Paula. All right, and I'd like to invite up Dr. Camelia Kenyon to speak on behalf of her student, or to speak about her student.
So I'm here to honor Pia Zambrano, who is a student in my 1122 Rhetoric of Journalism course. Pia Zambrano is an exceptional writer who combines storytelling and analysis to advocate for meaningful social change. Her op-ed, The American Dream, A Bubble of Illusions, engages with research about the hardship facing immigrants through the lens of her own experiences as an international student from Ecuador. Her interview-based feature article, Intersection of Identity, A Fight for Belonging, examines the experiences of a Jewish DU student who has faced anti-Semitic threats and discrimination. In these pieces, Pia utilizes the affordances of each genre to captivate audiences and to instill a call to action. So congratulations, Pia.
All right, I think that all of our honorees deserve another round of applause. And again, just to reiterate, this is a very special evening, and I think all of the faculty that are sitting in this room, these are the reasons that we work in this profession. It is to encounter, work with, celebrate incredible students. And so I'm very, very grateful that I have this opportunity be here with all of you. And I would like to thank Amanda Thompson and Sheila Carter Todd for supporting this event. Thank you to the members of the Student Publication Outreach and Celebration Committee, David Reish, April Chapman-Ludwig, Jeff Stacks, and our chair, Logan Middleton, for helping bring this ceremony to life. Thank you to Rebecca and Amanda for videoing all of this. Thank you to all of our writing program faculty for recognizing your students. Thank you to the family and friends who came out today, this afternoon, to support our writers. And of course, thanks to our incredible writers for your inspiring work.